We all think a baby's smile is the purest expression of joy, right? But what if I told you it's actually part of an elaborate million-year-old deception? We are about to decode the secret language of your baby's smile, and trust me, the story it tells is far more complex and brilliant than you can possibly imagine.
I'm serious. That heart-melting grin you see in the first few weeks, it's not about you. It has nothing to do with happiness. It's a ghost in the machine, a beautiful, brilliant deception that kicks off one of the most incredible transformations in the human brain. So, before a baby can flash a real, social smile, they start with something else entirely, the phantom smile. Now, it looks real, and to any new parent, it feels 100% real, but it's an incredible illusion, just a little trick of the baby's rapidly developing nervous system.
This is what's known as the reflexive smile. It's a pure physical reflex, kind of like a knee jerk when the doctor taps it. It's just their facial muscles getting a little workout, an involuntary twitch that has absolutely nothing to do with emotion or even recognizing you. Think of it as the biological equivalent of a test run.
And get this practice run starts way before birth. As early as 25 weeks in the womb, a fetus is already practicing these smile-like movements. Then after they're born, these smiles just pop up randomly, often during deep REM sleep, in what some researchers actually call smile storms. So that angelic grin you see while they're sleeping, it's much more likely biology than blissful dreams.
But then, everything changes. The practice is over, and the smile evolves from a phantom reflex into a baby's most powerful tool for survival. This is where the deception becomes a strategy.
Right around the 2-month mark, the true social smile finally emerges. And this one is intentional. It's communicative. This isn't just a facial movement anymore. This is a baby realizing they have a superpower that can literally change the brain chemistry of the giants taking care of them.
And here's exactly how it works. Your baby smiles, and boom, your brain gets a hit of oxytocin, the love hormone, which makes you feel bonded and just compelled to nurture them. Well, your positive response then rewards the baby with their own dose of oxytocin, which reinforces the behavior. It's a perfect biological feedback loop designed by evolution to ensure a helpless infant can basically manipulate its caregivers into keeping it alive.
It's a beautiful system of bonding, isn't it? But what if this heartwarming expression of connection has a much darker, more primal origin story? What if the smile didn't start with joy, but with pure terror?
This brings us to the defensive mimic theory. It's this groundbreaking idea that suggests our most cherished expressions, like a smile, actually evolved as mimics of ancient defensive reflexes. You know, the kind of cringes and flinches that protect an animal from an attack.
So, here's the crucial point. The human smile very likely has its roots in a primate's fear grin. It started as a submissive signal that basically said, "I'm scared of you, please don't hurt me." Then, over millions of years, that signal of submission was co-opted and transformed into a signal of non-aggression, which we now read as friendliness and joy.
Okay, so the smile is an evolutionary tool for bonding and survival. We've got that. But there's another layer to this. The baby quickly learns that the smile isn't just for getting love, it's for getting control.
This is a massive insight into the infant mind. You see, babies are not just passive blobs waiting for us to entertain them. No way. They are tiny scientists, constantly running experiments to see how they can impact their world. They crave the feeling of causing an effect. Take a look at this fascinating study. Researchers set up an experiment where one group of infants could pull a string to activate some music and a happy face. The other group got the exact same stimulation, but they had no control over it. The results were just stunning. The babies with control stayed engaged for almost twice as long.
And this really gets to the core of it all, the power of agency. The infants with control didn't just stay engaged longer, they also smiled significantly more. Their happiness wasn't just coming from the music, it was from the feeling of making the music happen. This drive for agency, that little jolt of "I did that," is a fundamental motivator for the human brain, right from the very beginning.
So, what does this all mean for you? Well, it means that giving your baby a sense of control is like rocket fuel for their development. Things like cause and effect toys, or simply responding directly to their babbles and actions, that helps build that crucial sense of agency. We've actually linked to some of our science-backed favorites down in the description.
Okay, so we've seen the smile evolve from a reflex to a tool for bonding and then to a tool for control. But now comes the biggest plot twist of all. The smiling, friendly baby who adores everyone suddenly vanishes and is replaced by a screaming, fearful baby who hates strangers.
This timeline just shows how dramatic the reversal is. For months, your baby is indiscriminately friendly, smiling at the mailman, the grocery clerk, anyone. Then, around 6 to 9 months, that open-door policy slams shut. Strangers are no longer a source of joy. They are a source of terror. Now, a lot of parents see this as a regression, a frustrating step backward in social development. But the science tells us the exact opposite is true. This sudden onset of fear is actually the sign of a brilliant, rapidly maturing brain taking a huge leap forward.
The explanation for this is called the discrepancy hypothesis. By this age, an infant's brain has built a very detailed, specific mental blueprint, or schema, of their primary caregiver's faces. They know every line, every single feature.
And this is a great way to picture how it works. On one side, you have the schema. A familiar face appears and it matches the mental file perfectly. Easy. But on the other side, you have the discrepancy. A stranger's face is close, but it doesn't quite match the trusted file. The baby's brain flags this mismatch as a potential threat, and that triggers a mental error message, or what feels like fear.
This is essentially the infant version of the uncanny valley. You know that creepy feeling we get from a robot that looks almost but not quite human? A 9-month-old gets that exact same feeling from a well-meaning relative that just haven't seen in a while. It's a sign that their facial recognition software has become incredibly sophisticated.
So, from a simple reflex to a calculated social tool to a sophisticated sign of cognitive growth, the journey of the infant smile is just extraordinary. It's the very first bridge a human being builds to connect their inner world with the social world all around them.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If the simple act of smiling holds this much complexity, what other seemingly simple baby behaviors, like babbling or dropping a spoon over and over again, are actually signs of a tiny genius hard at work, figuring out the world?